The Samsung IndyCar Series heads for its 12th race of the season to the state of Kentucky, the Kentucky Speedway, for the running of the EchoPark Automotive 250. So, beginning of the season, this was meant to be the Charlotte Roval. Some issues arose when trying to do the race. The backup plan was the Kentucky Speedway, so now we're here at Sparta, Kentucky for 1.5 mile racing once again in the Samsung IndyCar Series. Ryan Barber, the 26 car, has claimed pole for today's race. To his outside second is the 63 of Anthony Lehman. Then third place, it's Tyler Fink. Fourth, we have Casey Nanico. Rounding out the top five, Marshall Burrow in the 24. Then sixth place, we have Carter Friesen. In seventh, it's Nogin Scott. Eighth for Justin Zeidel. Ninth for Riley Spurlitube. And points leader Christian Vargas starts inside the top 10. The rest of the field is Trey Wright, last race winner. To his outside, Dylan Trask in the 98. Then we have Mark Silas with Anthony Hernandez in the 66 car, along with Kashawn Richardson and Jake Galloway in car number 88. Then there's Trey Rainey and Oliver Evans in the 77, along with Sebastian Kukulon and the 22 of Anthony Fox. Then we have Ko Luigi and Anthony Rodriguez. Then Kai Xander and Max Rossi the 14, with Luke Rainey the 2 and the 10 of Riley Sampson. Then John Smith and Christian Richardson, with Bronson Minnick and Brandon Beal the 5, along with Brandon Grenier and Jose Mills the 60. Then their second in points, Jay Rando and the 15 of Jonathan Rains. And then in the final row, Zachary Fitzwater Sr. in the 19, and starting 36 is the 48 car of John Gilbert. There is our 36 car field for the EchoPark Automotive 250 here in Kentucky. Let's go to trackside and fire these cars up for 1.5 mile racing in race number 12 of the season.
Drivers, start your engines!
The 36 car field is rolling here at the Kentucky Speedway to go racing in race number 12 of the Samsung IndyCar Series season, and the owners' points are closer than ever before, as Andretti Autosport only has a 3-point advantage over Dale Coyne Racing in that regard. For Christian Vargas, his point lead is cut down to 40, as Jay Rando in second position is closed in, and through 11 races we have 11 different winners. Will we see a 12th today, or will that streak snap? Will we get our first repeat winner this season? We're going to find out after 26 laps of action at the Kentucky Speedway. Brahmer, Lehman, front rows, we take the green flag. We're racing in race number 12 of the season. Back to the start-finish line. Leader of lap 1 is the 81 of Riley Spurlitube by about a nose. Now to the inside looking straight right, but it's Anthony 6-6 going lower. And how about Jake Galloway looking 3 wide for second? This is a high grip racetrack for these cars, which means we're going to see a lot of pack racing, a lot of 3 wide, and maybe even 4 wide moments here at the Kentucky Speedway. Off to turn 3. Galloway sides up Spurlitube, going to come around and lead second consecutive lap of the race. 3 wide out of line goes Anthony Rodriguez, and around they go already. Miller pack goes in, Mills slams the outside wall. It's the big one at Kentucky. Mark Silas upside down. Kai Xander spins down, gets Bronson Minnick. Another car sent back there engulfed in smoke. It's the 3 of Zeidel, and points leader Christian Vargas has some damage to the front wing of that car. Riley Spurlitube leads the race back on the second lap. A big crash involves middle of the pack, and points leader Vargas involved in the melee. Zeidel and Silas will be done for the day. Caution out early on at Kentucky, as hard racing led to a crash off turn 4. These drivers are stuck between a rock and a hard place for sure coming off turn 4. They got 5 wide. 59 Tyler Fink, 20 of Carter Friesen, 14 Max Rossi, 60 Jose Mills, and up top I believe that is the 39 Trey Wright. They're racing off the corner 5 wide. That's never going to work at a place like this. Contact in the middle of the racetrack because of no room. Look at Mills get airborne as he spun around. Max Rossi gets some air. 60 goes up, slams the outside wall. It's on from there. How about, I think that was Anthony Lehman driving through the crash, but Mark Silas gets flipped upside down with the 3. Zeidel and other cars try to brake to avoid. You see Kai Xander spinning down the racetrack in front of the 10 of Riley Sampson. Saw Bronson Minnick spin around. Ko Luigi in the middle of it all. as we had a ton of cars back near the crash. In all, not many got significant damage. You see right there, Tyler Fink made the move to the middle of the racetrack. He was on the top groove, made the move down low, and that's really what kind of started this accident. There was no room for the 5 wide. If they would have stayed 4 wide, they would have been fine, but that 5 wide was never going to work out, and you saw it right there as the 59 moved down from the top. One more look at it. See Tyler Fink in the top groove, tries to run higher. 59 says, oh, I can get down to the middle. Freeze and then fill the void, and it's on from there. And hard flip for Mark Silas. As 3 of the Andretti cars were back here. Dylan Traste got away. Kai Alexander spun in. Mark Silas could be out of the race. And Christian Vargas, the 4, our points leader, also collected in the crash. On the race back, Riley Sprute, who got to the front on lap 1, has not come back since. He leads the first 3 laps. First 4 laps going to lead at the restart, our first of the day at the Kentucky Speedway. Green flag this time by 20 laps of racing to go once we get going here in the EchoPark Automotive 250 at the Kentucky Speedway. 3 cars in all out from the crash, 2 which from Andretti Autosport. Terrible news for that team looking to stay in the owner's points lead. Justin Zaidel will get a last place finisher today in 2 Andretti cars. Mark Sass and Dylan Traste. Traste header issues have put the 98 out. Mark Sass obviously flipping, put him out of the race. 33 cars are currently on the racetrack. Another car blowing up under this yellow flag period. Who is that back there? That is engulfed in smoke. That is the 24 Marsh Barroso badgering a race for the 24 team. Continues here today in Kentucky. Riley Sprute leads Anthony Fox, Anthony Rodriguez, Jake Gowen, Luke Rain to the green flag. Non-gun Scott, Christian Richardson, along with Casey Nackle, Brandon Beal, and Anthony Hernandez are the top 10. Back green in Sparta, Kentucky. Rodriguez faked high, then move back to the bottom, making a crossover move on the 22 Fox. He'll take second, and he'll go for the lead off turn 2. Nice work for Anthony Rodriguez. Down the back. Rodriguez side by side with Sprute, the first challenge Sprute has had here today. He's led every single lap. All 6 have been run. Make it now. Anthony Rodriguez to the front. He'll come around, lead the 7th lap. Or will he? Jake Galloway to the inside, the 88. But Rodriguez leads the lap up top. Jake Galloway trying to stay in the hunt for the championship. The 88 team won the first race of the season. Has been mediocre since then. They've had some good runs here and there. Looking to stay in the championship fight. Staying at the top 10 in the point standings. There they are, racing down the back to the inside of Jake. It is Casey Nackle, another driver in the championship fight, trying to stay up there, looking for his first victory of the season. What was a lap away from winning at Richmond last race. There comes Luke Ray. He has a win at Texas this season, but the last few races have been poor for the 2 team. Looking to turn around here Kentucky with another good result, or maybe a second victory on the season. Could he be the first repeat winner of the Samsung IndyCar Series? How about that inside lane? John Threne's not won a race. Sprute has not won a race. Hernandez has not won a race. They're in 1, 2, 3, and they're 3 wide. Sprute back to the front. He'll lead this lap. How about Jake Galloway going 3 wide on Anthony Hernandez in the 6-6 middle of the racetrack? Jake Galloway, the 88, looks low. Jake to the front. Now he slides up the racetrack. Here comes Anthony Rodriguez out of line, the 31. Back for the top spot, but down low now to the inside 3 wide goes John Gilbert. Gilbert 3 wide for the top spot. Riley Sampson for Chip Ganassi racing to the front. And as he slides up, here comes second in points Jay Rando. With Vargas having a bad day with damage at the back of the field. Still in the race, but slower off the pace. Rando could take the points lead away with a great result. To the front, John Smith, but quickly challenged by Ryan Brommer. 4 wide in the pack down the backstretch. Here comes Noggins, got the 30 to the bottom of the racetrack. They're stacked 4 wide. Kukulon to the inside, push from Cold Luigi. Now Cold looks 4 wide for the lead. Back behind them, almost 5 wide. Cold Luigi out of line, the 9. Here comes Bronson 3 wide, the 12. And look at 4 wide. Aerosmith Peterson down the inside lane. That's Brandon Beal, Sean Richardson. Around they go in the backstretch. A terrible crash. Straight right into the outside wall hard. A few cars get away, but not many. Stack them up down the backstretch. The big one at Kentucky. A terrible crash on the backstretch, and Carter Friesen has plowed into it. Another car into it. It's the 59er Tyler Fink. Caution flag is in the air. Look at all the smoke. Because Sean Richardson wins the race back, but not many got away. About 5 cars that got away. Maybe 6. Maybe 7. No more than 10 got away for sure. Caution flag is in the air for the second time, and this one is a massive one. Just before we get to the midway point of the EchoPark Automotive 250, Kai Alexander's day is done. Jake Galloway is going to be done. Jay Rando's second in points is going to be done for the day. Another car down pit road. That's Jose Mills' 60 all torn up. Caution flag in the air, second time today. This one a massive crash down the backstretch. It looks like it started with maybe this bright yellow Anthony Fox car. Let's see what happened halfway right there. We just had a yellow flag the lap prior. Racing hard, 4 wide, maybe even 5 wide, some points off the second corner. Some contact is bound to be made, and if you're in a stock car with fenders, it might be all right. It might bounce off each other, but here, an Indy car, no fenders, no bumpers, whatever you have it. And right there, contact. Looks like the two, it's either the 25 or the 8. They both made contact. One of them got into the back of the other, and it was on from there. The track is just clogged. See, Spurgeon to actually take to the bottom of the racetrack. He missed this accident. But so many cars had nowhere to go. Look at the smoke. It's a smoke bank. You can't see. There is no way to see where anyone is, and maybe that's some part of the reason Carter Friesen and Tyler Fink came into it so fast. Maybe they tried to get slowed down. Maybe they were slowing it down. They just couldn't see where any of the cars were. You can see how thick that smoke is down the backstretch because so many cars spun around. Right there, you can see someone got, that might have been the 8 and the 31 that made contact. And then they got into the 25, I believe. But it's been a horrible day for Andretti Autosport. Just think, you had 2 cars get taken out in the first crash. And now in this crash, the 28's going to be out. You had the 25 spin around. Spurgeon did a great job. And now the problem is, how much damage do some of these cars have? Some of these cars might be fine. Some of them might be able to just stay out and keep going. But some of them might have damage where it's, you know, it's hard. And they're going to have to just limp around. So it's going to be interesting to see how many cars are going to have left to fight for the victory at the end of this. John Gilbert took a hard hit to the inside wall. I believe all 5 Andretti cars have had issues now because Ryan Barber's in the middle of this as well. So, and for Dale Coyne Racing, it hasn't been better either. Jay Rendo's now out. Trey Rennie got bounced around this, and Zachary Fitzwater Sr., where is he at? He's back here damaged as well. So, I mean, it's just not been a great day for both of the top teams so far in the Samsung IndyCar Series. Let's open the door for maybe Matthew Logan and Team Penske. They have Luke Rennie up there inside the top 5 with a clean race car. So back in front, it is Kashawn Richardson. Luke Rennie on his tail. Is this the best chance we get to see for our first repeat winner of the season? We'll find out. 10 to go once we get the green flag. Green flag this time by. 10 laps remain here at the Kentucky Speedway for the EchoPark Automotive 250. Out from this, Marshall Burrow, Cam Shaft under the L, put him out. Then from the crash, Jose Mills second in points, Jay Rando, Tyler Fink, Carter Friesen. 1 lap down for Jake Galloway, Kai Xander, and Zachary Fitzwater Sr. Ryan Barber last car in the lead lap in the number 26, and Christian Vargas still on the racetrack in the number 4. He's currently 24th. He's going to gain points on Jay Rando, but he's going to lose points to some other drivers that are possibly up in that championship battle. Leading the race, Kashawn Richardson in the 7. Second place for Luke Rennie. 3rd for Brandon Beal. 4th for Ron Simic. 5th for Cole Luigi. Riley Sprue to be Anthony Lehman, Anthony Rodriguez, Casey Nacco, and Trey Rennie in the top 10. Inside the top 4, 2 Aerosmith Peterson cars and 2 Team Penske cars. How will this restart play out? 10 to go in Kentucky. Green flag back in the air. Luke Rennie jumps high. Inside the front 6, only the 2 cars won this season. And here goes Airship Peterson to 1st and 2nd. Kashawn Richardson, Brandon Beal. Cole Luigi on Bronson Mick now for 4th. Cole Luigi also in the top 10 points in the championship battle. And back there, a logjam of cars that are slow because of damage. For the lead, here comes Brandon Beal on Kashawn Richardson, his teammate, side by side off the 4th corner. Cole Luigi 3 wide. There he goes, 3 wide out of line, 9 laps remain. 6 cars so far to settle it. 3 wide goes Riley Sprue to the 81, still up here. Maybe the best car today. He led the first 7 laps. Cole Luigi trying to fend off 3 lanes at once. Off into turn 3, comes down to cover the spot. Riley Sprue tube, and there they go, 4 wide. Bronson Mick outline the 12. 8 to go right here. And what this battling is doing is allowing the 9 to keep the lead, and also for Anthony Rodriguez trying to catch on to the draft. Same with Anthony Lehman, Christian Richardson, and Casey Nacco. 10 cars break away. 11th is John Smith. Oliver Evans is now 12th. Sampson 13th. Rossi 14th. Kukulon 15th with Trey Wright 16th. 17th for Anthony Fox. Trey Wright is now 18th. John Gilbert 19th. Brahmer 20th. Hernandez 21st. Grenier 22nd. So the front 2 in the Owners' Championship. Coming into the race, we're Andretti Autosport and Dale Coyne Racing. I don't think either of them are going to score points here today. So it's going to be big for Team Penske and Ed Carpenter Racing. and maybe some others as well. Nugget Scott coming off pit road. He lets the lead pack go by as Cole Luigi leads the way. Riley Spruce trying to catch up. He slides up. Here comes the 12 Bronson Minnick. 6 to go right here. 3 wide for second. Our race leader is cleared single file. 6 laps remain for Chip Ganassi Racing's Cole Luigi. Chip Ganassi Racing has won this season. That was with Riley Sampson, the 10 car to 2 car organization. Can they win their second of the season with Cole Luigi? Only 2 teams have won multiple races this season. Entering the All Sport and Dale Coyne Racing, their first and second in the Owners' Championship. Shows how big winning races is for the Owners' Championship. Back to the stripe, 5 to go. Yellow flag would end the race. Richardson to second, teammate Beal in third. Now Beal looking for second. This battling is allowing Cole Luigi to just pull away. He's loving what he's seen in his rearview mirror. Now the 7 gets clear. He's in the draft as well. He's in the draft with a run to the 9 of Cole Luigi. 4 to go right here. There goes Richard. He's looking to the inside of the 9. He has a great run to the inside. Wheel to wheel. Brandon Beal jumps over with his teammate Richardson. 4 laps to go in Kentucky. Richardson to the front. Beal to second. Luigi back to third, possibly fourth. And here comes Riley Spurley. But up front for the lead goes Beal and his teammate. Brandon Beal side by side with teammate Kashawn Richardson. Coming around to see 3 to go this time by. Beal to the front. Spurley for second. He'll get it. But do they have time to run the 5 down? Does lap traffic play a factor? 3 laps remain in Kentucky. Beal out front, but has to be wary of the lap traffic up ahead that will play an issue into how this race plays out. Richardson to second, but quickly challenged by the 2 of Luke Rainey. Here they come onto our first lap car, Jonathan Rains. Can Beal get around? Come to 2 to go. The 5 is by. Luke Rainey's by. Cole Luigi by. But now the ADHA Galloway. Beal gets to the bottom. And Luke Rainey's held up. Cole Luigi to second. Minnick to third. 2 laps to go. 3 miles. 3 cars to settle it. Can the 9 and the 12 stay orderly, stay single file? They get side by side, could be over. The 12 looks on the 9. If he gets side by side down the backstretch, is that going to be it? 1 more lap car, maybe 3 more. Vargas, Xander, and Fitzwater. 3 cars to sell the win at Kentucky. Calder's looking for a run off the corner. He's down to the inside, but where does lap traffic go? Last lap at Kentucky. Beal gonna try to split the middle. He gets to the 4. Around they go. A terrible crash. Calder gets away. They're racing it back around. Second place is Crash, come back around to the yellow and the checkered flag. Cole Luigi out front, Bronson Minnick. A Penzo Truck Series champion, a Target Series champion, a Gatorade Cup Series champion. Now a Samsung IndyCar Series winner. Cole Luigi does it in Kentucky, wins the race. Minnick gets second. Third place for Riley Spurley as the massive crash happened. Brandon Beal to 5, wrecks from second position, and his day ruined. Rodriguez involved. Vargas, our points leader, gets a bad result. Luke Rainey may have been involved in the crash as he limped back around. Richardson was involved. So many of our front runners involved in this one. Cole Luigi Bronson Minnick getaway. They finished 1-2. Look at this. The 12 blows up after the checker flag. Oh my gosh, talk about timing. I mean, if this race was 1 lap more, the 12 would not have made it to the checkered flag. It's insane to think about. Cole Luigi wins the day, winning the race. Our third yellow came on the last lap, though. What happened with Brandon Beal and the lap car, Christian Vargas? Here is the battle for the win at the white flag. Brandon Beal getting put to the outside by the 9 of Cole Luigi. At the white flag right there, you can see how close it is. The 5 is going to lead at the white. He's going to split the 28 Alexander down to the inside. Now he's going to try and split the middle with the 4. Vargas comes up just a little bit, trying to give the 9 room. They both hit the wall hard. Alexander hits the 5. These 3 go spinning in front of 4th, 5th, and others. There's Luke Rainey trying to get low. He gets involved. Look at that hit with the 21 and the 31. The 2 slides at the racetrack. All these cars on the outside. So many of our front runners were involved in this. Luke Rainey was running inside the top 5. Richardson was inside the top 10. Rodriguez was inside the top 10. All of them involved. And Brandon Beal was the leader when this happened. I think Vargas just saw the 9 coming low. He said, I have to get high now. I have to give him run entering the corner. Didn't realize the 5 was coming that fast as well. They get caught by surprise for sure, and it's just been a bad day for drivers in the championship hunt, teams in the Owners' Championship hunt. I mean, it has been a disaster for so many teams here today. You just think of Brandon Beal trying to rebound after some bad days. Maybe if he didn't have the win, had a top 3, had a podium, Luke Rainey trying to rebound for bad days involved. You had Andretti Autosport trying to extend the points lead, or the owner's points lead, back out after the terrible misfortunes they've had. But now they had a bad day. You think of Dale Quinn Racing trying to bounce on that opportunity with Andretti Autosport having bad days, but Dale Quinn Racing didn't have a good day. And how about Sean Richardson just finding that hole through the middle of it and getting through the crash without any sort of damage. A crazy ending to the EchoPark Automotive 250 ends with the 9 of Cole Victory Lane Chip Ganassi Racing's second win of the season. Does this put them in position to try and get the Owners' Championship as well? Let's go see the finishing results and the point standings after a crazy Kentucky race. Here are the finish results from the EchoPark Automotive 250 at the Kentucky Speedway. We had 3 caution flags during the race for 8 laps and 11 lead changes. 8 drivers saw the lead here today at the Kentucky Speedway. Winning the race, leading the 3rd most laps during the race, the 9 of Colucci gets it done. Is this possibly going to be a setup for a championship run, which has happened so many times in Colucci's career? He's won a Pennsylvania Truck Series Championship, a Target Series Championship, a Gatorade Cup Series Championship. The only thing he really doesn't have right now is the Samsung IndyCar Series Championship. Can he get the Season 1 championship and just get out of the way? Brunswick ends up with the 2nd place here today. So close yet so far. He's got to wait one more race, maybe more races, to get that victory. 3rd place for Kashimerson, 6 laps led here today. 4th for Riley Sprint with most laps led is 7. And Anthony with the 63 rounds out the top 5. John Smith with the 6th place. Casey Nacko in 7th. Oliver Evans 8th. Max Rossi 9th. And Riley Sampson rounds out the top 10. 11th for Sebastian Kukulon. Trey Wright in 12th. Luke Rennie gets a 13th. 14th Anthony Fox. John Gilbert, in 15th. Trey Ray gets 16th, 17th for Ryan Breimer, Brandon Grenier in 18th, 19th Anthony Reyes, and Brandon Beal. The first car to finish 1 lap down, 20th, involved in the crash at the white flag. And how about the bad days for Dale Coyne Racing and for Andretti Autosport? Every single race this season, Andretti Autosport has scored points. That is why they're in the Owners' Points Championship. But right now, I don't think they're getting points here today. You have Chip Ganassi Racing that got points. You have Team Penske, Aerosmith Peterson, Dragon Speed. You had Ed Carpenter Racing. You had Carlin, Greg Irwin Racing, Aeroschmidt Peterson, AJ Foyt Enterprises, and Ray Hall Letterman. The teams that got points all finished inside the top 12. You also had Clausen Marshall Racing up there with Trey Wright. The top 12 got points for their owners, right? No Andretti Autosport car finished up there. But luckily for Andretti Autosport, no Dale Quinn Racing car finished up there either. Their highest Dale Quinn Racing car was 16th. That was the highest of the Dale Quinn Racing cars and of the Andretti Autosport cars. All of them finished 16th or lower here today. 21st belongs to Anthony Rodriguez, Christian Richardson 22nd, Jonathan Raines 23rd, Christian Vargas in 24th, 25th for Zachary Fitzwater Sr. Jake Galloway gets 26th, Kai Xander 27th, Noggin Scott 28th, Carter Friesen 29th, 30th for Tyler Fink, Jay Reno 31st, Jose Mills 32nd, Marshall Burrow 33rd, Dale Tracy 34th, 35th Mark Salas, and 36th for Justin Seidel. Let's now go see the point standings 12 races into the season. 12 races down, 12 different winners. The point standings look like this. No one at the top of the points really had a great points day. That's why Christian Vargas is still on top of the points by 32 now over now Ryan Brommer, who's second. Anthony Lehman is now third. Jay Reno down to fourth, and Brandon Grenier in fifth. How about that? The top 5, I think the highest finisher is Anthony Lehman. He didn't really have a great day. 6th place for Colucci jumps up greatly with the winner today, up into prime championship position, only 100 points back of the points lead. A few more good races, Colucci will be knocking on the door of that championship. And Casey Echo as well, great day, gets him up to 7th in points. Bronson Mick, this runner-up, up to 8th. Jake Galloway 9th, John Smith 10th. Riley Sampson is 11th, Sean Richardson in 12th, 13th for Trey Wright, Brandon Beal 14th, Kai Alexander in 15th, Trey Wright now 16th, John Gilbert 17th, Luke Rainey 18th, Justin Zaydel 19th, and Anthony Nez rounding out the top 20. 21st belongs to Carter Friesen, Anthony Fox in 22nd, Anthony Rodriguez 23rd, Riley Sprague 24th, Jonathan Raines 25th, Dylan Tri-State 26th, 27th Mark Silas, Christian Richardson 28th, Zachary Fitzwater Sr. 29th, Tyler Fink in 30th, Marshall Burrow 31st, Noggin Scott 32nd, Sebastian Kukulon 33rd, Oliver Evans 34th, 35th Jose Mills, and Max Rossi down 36th in the point standings. The top right are the owners' points. Obviously, the gap between Andretti Autosport and Dale Quinn Racing still only 3 points because none of them scored points. Andretti Autosport couldn't pull away. Dale Quinn Racing couldn't close in. It's still only 3 points separating those two teams, but other teams are closing in. Team Penske Penske, Chip Ganassi Racing, AJ Ford Enterprises. I mean, some of these teams are going to be closing in fast. They're going to try and get up there and challenge those two. I mentioned after last race that was going to be a battle between those two teams, but then I said if both of them don't score points, if both of them have bad results, if all their cars have bad results and don't score points for their owners, then other teams come right back up into it, and that's what just happened here today. None of them score points, and that's what caused those teams to come right back up into the fight for the championship for the owners. So 12 races in the books, our 13th race of the season, going up to Vermont for the PNC Bank 275. I will see you guys then.